leave it out there in case somebody comes in. Okay, so this is the home page Blackboard. Y'all know y'all got to use Blackboard in the class, right? So this is the home page. Course calendar is already up there for most things. Or something might come up, we might have to add to it. So we already know when the tests are scheduled. We have 2 assignments currently due, right? The first one is completing all the topic quiz. I mean, all the syllabus quiz. And this right here, I need to put this one. This is when the syllabus agreement is due, right? Before start of class. So we have a syllabus agreement due on the 17th. The rest of the assignment is due on the 19th. This one's real easy. It's email, you see me. Have our first test right here on 29th. This is the online registration starts for the spring term. Starts on November the 1st. Second test will be, this is Veterans Day is on the 12th. So y'all come in. Then we have test 2 right here. Sorry, folks, this is just the way we had to do it. So we need to make sure we give y'all out the reviews and everything right there. Give y'all plenty of time to study for it. This is you get the whole week of Thanksgiving off. College will be open here. We won't be around. We're going to be in meetings those 3 days. But all the offices should be open if you needed to take care of something during that week. And then this holiday, the college will actually be closed there. This is the last day to withdraw and get a W in the class, which is the 7th. And then test 3 will be given on the 10th of December, and the final exam will be given on the 12th. Anybody? We don't have anybody graduating in here. I don't know how they're going to do that. They have this is the final exam day, and guess what else happens on the 14th? Graduation. So that's going to be interesting. Yeah, for some reason, when we have mini term classes, they always schedule the final exams on Friday. And the classes meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays or Mondays and Wednesdays. But we give our final on the last official class day. And then this is the Christmas and New Year's break, and it goes all the way through the 9th. I mean, so if you're not registered, then that's the 7th and 8th, and then the term starts on the 9th of January if you're taking any classes. And I'll go ahead and run off a copy of the spring schedule so y'all can start looking at it and you can be ready when it's done. Okay, so everybody okay on calendar? Now that you're taking my morning class, right? Here's the assignments. We have basically 4 assignments. Assignment 1 and 2, we already familiar with that. I don't know. We need to see. Normally, we'll have to see if this occurs. Probably not. Every spring, that'll be spring anyway. That's why it's not visible. Let me turn that off so those assignments don't show up. Dang it, Rich. Hit the wrong button. Well, I don't see it. No, we're supposed to have an instructor's view. We're not in the class yet. Let me get in there. Yeah. So y'all can't see the things that I can see. So right now we have actually 4 assignments because assignment 3 only happens during the spring. Before the final exam, you need to do what? Yeah, the previous test, and then the last assignment. I'm gonna move this up. This is where you need to do your course survey, right? Honda Work Study. Have y'all heard about that? Honda has a work study program where you come to school Monday through Thursday, and you work for them on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you'd be going 7 days a week, huh? No, you get paid while you're working, but you don't get paid for coming to school. Uh, so it's a little different than Brosa. Brosa, what the Brosa group, what they do is first you have to be hired by Brosa. Here you'd be in school, and then you'd put your, I could run the application off, and you'd have to give it to me and Nancy, and then we'd look it over and forward it to them. But this is Honda. Where's Honda at? Lincoln, yeah. So it's a pretty good drive. Uh, Especially if you didn't stay over there, you'd be, if you live on this side, you'd be driving to Lincoln, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then getting off. I don't know what time shift they would work you. Pros of what they do is it takes them 3 years to get their degree. But the way they work is they come in. They first of all, Brosa hires them, so they can't get in the program till they're hired. And then what they do is they come to school the entire first semester, and then after that they stagger. They'll come to school 8 weeks and work for 8 weeks. So that's why it takes them 3 years to get their associate's degree. Take 3 because you work half and half, right? So you work for them for 8 weeks and you come to school for 8 weeks. So it's not, you don't come the full term. So we're setting up a other internship program with Gas Stump, and they're going to do it like Honda. But Gas Stump is right out here in McNeil, or I'm sorry, McDory. They're going to do the 7-day-a-week thing too, where you work with them Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then you come to school Monday through Thursday. So you couldn't take any Friday classes, which usually works out. There's very few academic courses taught on Friday, and if that works out, Mr. Sanders can't teach us DC 3 days a week. He'll have to go back to 2 days a week. Announcements. Everybody's okay with that? Then this is the meat of the. This is where we go in. This is where the official course syllabus is in this section right here. And of course, what you have, if you lose your copy of the brief. Now, why we do this is, I think y'all probably heard the story before, is that they don't want us to give out the syllabus. And why? Costs a ton of money if you think about all the students that lost, and just full-time students taking 4 or 5 classes, right? You understand? And the syllabus takes 7 pages, and we have 3,000 students. Now, that's a lot of trees. So what we do is we don't give out the syllabus, but we understand that y'all need to have something that you take to the bookstore and stuff like that. So we came up with what we do as a syllabus brief, which is what you have there, right? Which contains what books you have. It shows you what times the class meets. It shows you where it meets at. And also the contact information for me. Don't call Nancy anymore, by the way. Y'all know she's now only wearing one hat. So she's not doing the the departmental chair anymore. What's that? Okay. But I don't go back and look until the assignments due, or I'd be constantly doing. Yeah, yeah. So just like I don't look at the syllabus quiz until it's due, right? Because I'd be constantly going there and do it. There are some questions that I have to answer, check right or wrong. That's when you provide me your phone number, and the other one is when you your textbooks and stuff. And the textbooks for this class is what? Same one, so you already got them, but it's still required. And for some reason, people leave that out on the syllabus quiz. So if you get in contact, you can't get in contact with me, then you got Miss Allison and Mr. Sanders. They know as much as we do about the program. Miss Bush might, she knows a lot, but she's learning the ins and out of actually what a full-time instructor does. But, so what else do you need besides your book? Uh, yeah, you got to make sure you have school supplies, right? We do most everything here in pencil because why? Because I get tired of following road maps, right? I can't tell you how many of those. And you need your Post-its. We had a bunch of people that didn't buy those things, and so I had some that I brought in that was donated, and I know why they wouldn't. They were donated because they don't do what? They don't stick. Yeah. So so the official syllabus, we need to go over that and look at some important. These syllabuses are pretty common. Of course, it gives us a course description, gives us prerequisites. So you got to have ILT 194 to get into advanced PLCs. Textbook, Blackboard. Everybody knows you're going to use what? Blackboard. By the way, we used to teach this under two programs, AUT 214 and ILT 196. I need to take this off the schedule. That was a pain because we have people taking both classes at the same time, and I was responsible for 2 Blackboard sites and 2 grade books. So we dropped this course right here. No matter what program you're in, you'll take ILT 196. So everybody takes that. This is what we're going to do, guys, during the semester, first week quizzes. So this is basically a check-off thing. You'd have to print it off if you wanted to do it. So these are the labs that we're going to be doing down here. We're going to be dealing with timers and counters. We're going to be dealing with jump instructions and MCR instructions, subroutines, shift instructions, data handling instructions, sequencer, and then basic troubleshooting. And maybe networking. We don't know. Normally, we don't get into that class, even though it's on the list. I've never taught a class where we made it that far. We definitely get through sequencers. So every one of these, we're going to have a lecture, and then you're responsible for doing the what? Yeah, the topic quiz. There's a topic quiz on everything. And when do topic quizzes due? 7 days after we finish up the lecture in class. Okay. So we're going to go through timers and counters really, really fast because it's going to be a what? A review of what you already know. This is the breakout of how you're going to be scaled. This got y'all. A lot of y'all passed through this. So I scaled the intro to PLC by 4 labs. What it did is we averaged out how many people actually finished all the labs. So it came out to be 4 labs. So that's why that helps you a lot because labs basically holds a lot of credit, right? 3 tests. Everybody understand the tests? We don't give makeup tests, but what do we let y'all do? We let y'all drop one, yeah. So I don't let y'all drop one. It drops one automatically at the end of the term, by the way. First, no, but we should have. They're out there. So we have topic quizzes, and it's inside the same folder that the PowerPoints are in there. So so y'all have a copy of all the PowerPoints that I use in class. Sometimes I have a tendency to change things around, and I'll be here looking over PowerPoints, especially in intro to PLCs. Those PowerPoints are going to have to take a lot of work because of the stuff that's going on in the book. The book uses a bunch of terms, and we'll try to straighten those out, and I'll have to do those in the intro to PLC2s. He uses a lot of terms that are not the way they are. If you look them up in the actual books, and so we're going to use a lot of the actual books that come with the PLC. Okay, they don't necessarily come to the PLC, but they're provided free. So no matter what Allen Bradley PLC you have, you can download the manuals and everything. So they don't give you the manuals anymore with the PLC because they expect you to do what? To download them, right, if you need them. They come as PDF files, guys, and any book you got, they give you the instruction set, they give you the setup, they give you the wiring of the PLC, just for you to do what? To download. That's the same thing true with Siemens. So that's all the documents that you're going to see on the line on the site, Blackboard site, was downloaded. They wasn't provided. There's topic quizzes. Online topic quizzes must be completed within 7 days of completion of the lecture on that topic. After 7 days, online quizzes will no longer be what? Yeah, it won't be available, so they won't be visible. Laboratories, I'm going to give you all lab sheets since we're going to be in lab pretty fast in this class. Probably next class we'll be in lab. So make sure you bring your lab book in next class, right? If you didn't bring it in tonight, you'll need it. So you're supposed to have your lab book. Labs must be turned in for grading at the beginning of the next class session, and that's what I put. So you don't have to turn them in the night as soon as you get through, right? Because sometimes there might be, but I don't know why in this class, because when I come back and actually sign the labs off, I'm actually grading them, right? You understand that? But when I put the due date, I put the next class. The required lab procedures and grading criteria will be provided by the instructor. Basically, points are awarded based on what? Safety, following instructions, quality and correctness of work, the amount of assistance needed, and the quality of the lab successfully completed. A lab credit will not be awarded if a student is absent or tardy, and we had this problem. I have it every time where I know, guys, that you're working in a team, right? You understand? And I understand when your team member is absent and they come back, a normal tendency for us is to try to let them make up work. So what you're doing is you're spending time letting them make up work so you're waiting on them, right? And that's affecting who? That's affecting your grade. Everybody understand that? So, but we drop some labs at the end of the semester. So if you miss one lab, then it's not going to hurt you that much, right? You understand? So what are you supposed to do, guys? If you come back absent and you're absent and you come back in, what are you supposed to do? Huh? Well, yes and no, but the lab, you're going to go where the person that was not absent. So we had two guys. We had a guy sitting there, and his partner didn't show up, so he left because his partner didn't show up. That's his grade, right? He should have done what? Should have did his work, right? You understand that? Should have kept going, and then when the other lab partner comes back, then they should take up where you're at, right? You understand that? So that's what it says here. There's no scheduled time for makeup lab, and y'all saw that in 194. How many makeup days did we have? None, right? Okay. And so another reason why we scale the labs is everybody don't get through. I think we had 3 groups in 194 that finished all the labs. Final exams comprehensive. You know what that means? All inclusive. So that means, and what are our final exams, guys? A mixture of all the tests, right? That's what they are, and that's why I want y'all to go back and do the previous test, right? Grades, y'all know you have to make a what to pass the course. See, attendance. This class is a mini term. There's only 15 classes. Every class counts as 2 classes. If you're going to be absent, it's going to hurt you. If you're going to be absent multiple times, it's really going to hurt you. I cannot give you an incomplete for you being absent. The only time I give incompletes are for if you get called away on military duty, which Jover got. Well, how many weeks was in the class when you got called out? Yeah. And then, but if something happens and you miss the final exam, I'll give you an I. And then you got 3 weeks of the ensuing semester to come in and clean up the final exam. You can't do labs. right? Because I scale the labs, right? You understand that? So we don't have makeup on labs. So if you mess all the labs, then there's no way in the world we can make them up anyway. Withdrawal. I have problems with this too. Who's responsible for withdrawing from a class? Y'all are, right? This is a little different too. What they've done is down at the bottom of the Blackboard site, which I've lost it, is I should have opened it in another tab. Let's see if it locked me out. So what they've done is they started automatically putting these buttons in. It's a pain, but right down here in the bottom, right there, what it says, e-withdrawal. So you don't even have to go to Lawson State's website anymore and find the e-withdrawal through those quick links. So this should be on the bottom of all y'all's sites, because these are put in there automatically, and they're put in there mismatched. We have to go in there and rearrange it, by the way. So and we delete a bunch of buttons too, because they put a lot of stuff in there that we've already got. So withdrawal is a little easier than what it be. Lateness, you need to make sure you get here on time. By the way, guys, when academic integrity, plagiarism, y'all know what plagiarism is, right? What is that? Yeah, and acting like it's yours, yeah. Cheating, huh? Not giving references and stuff like that. It doesn't mean you can't use other people's work, unless it says, and some of ours says, in your own words, which means you can't do what? Yeah, you can't use quotes, right? So cheating, if you're accused of cheating, there's a procedure for that. Professional decorum, number 1, says what? I've already seen this in my class. Yeah, so stay off your phones. I don't want to see you doing this back there or doing this like that. I hate to think that I'm that boring up here. Sleeping, I don't let you sleep in my class, guys. I'll tell you to stand up. Speaking out of term, unnecessary classroom traffic, we don't have that problem. Eating and drinking is part of the college policy. I'll let you drink in here, because I understand these are long classes, but we don't eat in my classrooms. Everybody understand that? It's annoying to me. I've had people show up with chicken dinners. Yeah, but even potato chips, you're back there digging in your potato chip bag, right? And then wearing inappropriate clothing. We have clothing that we're going to wear in this class. What's the minute? What do y'all need to wear in this class? Yeah, long pants. We don't wear shorts. We don't wear open-toed shoes, right? Understand that? We don't wear safety glasses in this class, because there's no way in the world we're going to have any flying debris in this class. But a lot of ours, we require safety glasses. Tennis shoes is fine. We don't allow y'all to wear open clothes. They've had problems with this on the college. So this is in the college student handbook. But how many of y'all's looked at the college handbook since y'all been here? None of you, yeah. So they actually added this. The way you're supposed to follow through with this, first of all, you're supposed to speak to your instructor. If that doesn't resolve it, you need to do what? Speak to the chair. We'll have to figure out what we need to do about this in this class. And why's that? Yeah, I'm both of these. Then third, what you do is you don't go to the president. You don't go to the deans, right? You can go to the department chair. You don't go to the deans. What you do is you go on Blackboard and file a official complaint. And guess what? Right here. So they've actually put the link in here. Report student concerns. So there it is right there. You do it. So you don't even have to go the procedure that they've got there. It's now on Blackboard. So the first thing you probably need to do is look at look at your Blackboard site under all these Lawson State links, and most of the stuff that you need to do is already where? Already there, right? Harassment, we don't harass. American disabilities, if you have a disability that requires us to make accommodations for you so you could exceed with the class, these have to be officially documented with either Renee Herndon on the Bessemer campus or Miss McCoy over on the Birmingham campus. Her office is right behind the admissions, so you can just go to the front desk admissions and tell them anything. Cell phones and pagers, I don't know why we still talk about pagers. I talked about that in my next time. It was the last time you'll see a pager. Long time. But everybody has cell phones. Make sure if you're in class, you need to put them in the inaudible mode, right? And don't pick up your cell phone and talk on it on class. Use policy that basically says that everything here belongs to the college. It don't belong to you. When you're working on computers down there, you don't install any applications, which you shouldn't be able to. Don't change the screen background. Don't change anything like that on those computers, right? You understand that? Discrimination and harassment, we don't discriminate in here, and we don't harass people. That's children on campus. There's absolutely no kids on campus. And then the course calendar is provided on Blackboard. And I have problems with this every semester, even the last semester, is that this guy right here, what does that say? Yeah, and this is what I told y'all, and this happened in Intro to PLCs. And I told him, I says, I call row once. I do row. We don't call row because I know all of y'all now, so I don't have to call row anymore. Right? So I do row. And like I said, once I do it at the start of class. You could walk in, I could look right at you, you could ask me questions, and I don't go back to row. So it's up to you to tell me, make sure you get on row, right? You understand that? So this happened several times. I had a student come in and say, well, I was here that night. I was here that night. Well, I have no proof because you didn't do what? Okay, and it says a what? An absent. Now, I understand that. Also, when you leave early, we've had that happen in this class. This happens to me every time. If you leave early, you're supposed to tell your instructor or tell me. I don't know about your other classes, but if you leave early, I want you to tell me you're leaving. And in that way, I know you're gone. We had problems down there in ILT 194, Intro to PLCs. And that class is really hard for me to monitor because I can't see everybody, right? And I'd go back and a lab station would be empty. I'd say, where's so-and-so? Oh, they left. Right? And they must be real sneaky because they don't even show me, right? So I'll say, let's take a break, and then they never come back. So if you leave, guys, you need to let me know. That's even a safety concern. Like if I think you're here and we have to evacuate the building, the fire alarm goes off, and I don't know you've left, right? You understand? Then what are they going to do? Well, they're going to send somebody in here looking for you. We had a mother show up to pick up her kid, and guess what? He had left. That was interesting. So what did we do? We had campus police going all through all these buildings looking for this guy. All of a sudden, he comes walking back. So I don't know where he was at, but his mother was upset. So, huh? I don't know where he went. And of course, no profanity in the classroom, right? Y'all did real good on that last term. So that's the syllabus. Questions. We just went over the important things that I have important. But you're responsible for the reading the syllabus, right? Okay. And then what do you need to do on this? Take quiz, right? Well, it's actually a syllabus and a brief quiz, right? Because they basically are one document. So anything else on Blackboard? Let's see. So if you send me an email about the course you need to use the email instructor link, right? Because it automatically sorts and it won't go into junk mail or go into a folder for me. This is where you can email any of the classmates in here. You can send them email through here, and then this is where you can go view your grades in your class as I enter information. This is where links to the recorded lectures are going to be. What's that? Now, the chapter quizzes are inside course content. So when you go inside course content, then we have what we're going to talk about. And then, sorry. So here's lecture slides. And then we have one, oh, wrong class. Duh. So, they're so similar. So I got this. So I said, this don't look right. So course content. And then here they are, right? So come up here. Here's logic functions, chapter 7. And inside here we should have the PowerPoint slides. And then what's here? Topic quiz. Okay. So this is inside course content, which is where it should be, right? So every one of these, as you go across, and these are the lecture slides. You can take notes in your book, of course, if you got them, but you got also what we do is we make the lecture slides available as a full slide, but we also make them available in 3 slides per page. And so this is what that looks like. So you got the slides on the left, and then you got places over on the right to do what? To make notes, which makes the slides make more sense, you know. It's part of, because we only got 3 PLC classes, there's not enough to do that. It's part, we do have a short certificate in automated manufacturing, which I think has all 3 PLC classes in down as electives. I think 1 PLC is required. I'd have to look that up. But we do have a short certificate in that. In industrial electronics, I don't think the 3 PLC courses are in the industrial electronics short certificate. Any more questions? Okay, so y'all okay on the course syllabus, right? Okay. Y'all okay on the Blackboard side? Are you okay there? Okay, guys, y'all go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back and look a little bit back in. We'll go back and review some of our chapters before we get started in the new stuff. So the first lab we're going to do is where we're going to combine timers and counters in one diagram. Are we okay? All right, take a break, guys. And Mr. Ellis came in, didn't he? I got you.